Wenger hints at which side he takes in Arsenal's Arteta versus Aubameyang row. Arsene Wenger was famed for his calm demeanor, and at times it was alleged that many of Arsenal's players took his kindness for weakness towards the end of his 26-year reign. But that was not always the case, as the Frenchman could certainly look after himself within the dressing room and has since opened up on what steps he would take to thwart players becoming too much of an influence within the ranks. Wenger was at the helm for more than 2.5 decades, meaning there is likely to have been many times where had to deal with difficult personalities. It is a similar story for current Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta, who has been in charge for far less time and yet has still had to cull the Gunners' squad of players that could have been perceived as negative influences. Mesut Ozil caused both Arteta and his predecessor Unai Emery headaches, but it is the showdown with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang this season that caused controversy. Just 18 months after penning a 3-year contract extension, Aubameyang was ousted from the club after a disciplinary breach that was clearly unforgivable in the eyes of the Gunners' boss. The Gabon international was stripped of his captaincy in mid-December before being allowed to leave for Barcelona in the January transfer window. The dispute is thought to have stemmed from the striker returning to London Colney later than planned from a mid-season trip to France to see family. Aubameyang was forced to train away from the rest of the squad before his eventual departure. Many questioned whether Arteta had been a tad overzealous in his handling of the situation, but recent comments from Wenger suggest the iconic former Arsenal boss would have gone about things in similar fashion. Have your say. Should Arteta have handled the Aubameyang row differently? Comment below. Ask how to deal with star players. Wenger advised, you have to treat him a little bit specially, but without giving him too much power. He has to understand that there is a level you are not ready to compromise anymore. People are like that, when they are at the top level they want the power, and at some stage you have to fight against that. I had in some moments of my career put my job on the line by leaving the best player out because he was too strong and too demanding. Then you have to not compromise and put the interests of the club above that. Arteta has followed that blueprint, ensuring that Aubameyang's rumored careless attitude was ousted from the club before it had the chance to trickle down and infiltrate younger players still making their way up the ranks. Despite missing out on Champions League qualification, something some sections claim keeping Aubameyang would have helped with, Arsenal and Arteta are better off without the 32-year-old who has also been in great form since arriving at the Camp Nou in a rare deal that seemed to benefit everyone.